I will read you a credible document that I wrote directly from the DSM-5, which is used to diagnose autism. And I will prove to you with my response from every criteria that I have autistic speech. And the only reason I talk the way I do is because I have seen so many mentally ill people and so many drug addicts. And I felt how sad they were. And I thought that if I could say crazy enough things, people would eventually learn to not do so many drugs and to learn how not to become mentally ill by raising their children right. Getting pregnant and getting divorced, or getting pregnant and then never getting married, or having kids on a one-night stand, or we can't keep going down the path we are going, or God will not allow us to survive. I'm wiping my butt with my left hand. Who says that stuff? I do. We are tired of being disrespected. We're tired of sleeping alone. We're tired of you not seeing the campfire underneath your left breast. It's just your campfire, man. The strawberry campfire underneath your left breast. There's nobody at my campfire. There's people that claim they're coming. We'll see. And I know no one will watch the whole thing because you're going to disrespect me, the caterpillar. I'm the caterpillar that is speaking for all of the other however many caterpillars there are on this planet that you call autistic. And if you're autistic, I dare you to call me on my phone or text me 402-879-9448 and tell me you don't feel like a caterpillar. My thoughts don't feel like the objects I'm thinking about. There is arena. That's what I said, but that's not what I meant. There is a reason the universe gave me the ability to write this. Are you going to listen and ignore me? Or take me seriously? The safety of the planet going through a sixth mass extinction through World War III might just depend on it. We no longer love, we greed. This autism spectrum disorder 299.00 parentheses F84.0 parentheses. Diagnostic criteria. A. Persistent deficits in social communication and social interaction across multiple contexts, as manifested by the following: currently or by history. Examples are illustrative, not exhaustive, see text. Deficits in social emotional reciprocity, ranging, for example, from abnormal social approach and failure of normal back and forth conversation to reduced sharing of interest, emotions, or affect, to failure to initiate or respond to social interactions. That's out of the DSM-5, a diagnostic and statistics manual that you use to diagnose people from their behavior. But you don't ever take a blood and urine sample to test the level of these hormones. Too much dopamine in your blood, you're schizophrenic. Not enough serotonin in your urine, That might be wrong. It might be out of your blood. I don't remember where they took my hormone levels from, but it's a pee and a blood test. Not enough serotonin in your body, you're depressed. Too much anxiety, you have anxiety. If you have both depression and anxiety, you're bipolar. Here's my response to diagnostic criteria A, number 1. I don't know how I think I want to talk. And a sweet little girl named Destiny, well, she was like 20. Sweet, cute girl named Destiny taught me that. My conversation style relays only processes of how others' thought processes are extinguished or executed. Trying to participate in gossip or relaying how events play out is hard for me to keep a listening train of thought as well as that of a patterned train of speech from thought. Even though I know that information is processed in the following way. It is read or heard in, then it goes to the auditory cortex, where the information is received. You have 2 auditory cortexes, one about 1 inch above your ear. All the information that you process after that is processed only on the left side of your brain. Then it travels to the Wernicke's area, which is a little bit back here, where I process how I understood. Then it goes to the Broca's area, where I process how I want to relay the information that is read. And then I used my frontal lobe, which got damaged when I was 2 by cracking my head open on the top, back left part right by the Broca's area. Like the Broca's area communicates right through the pattern where my brain crack is. So, where I choose, that's where my emotional cortex, right behind my forehead, is where I choose the words that I want to speak out of my voice box or write down or draw using picture thought. I prefer to not share my interest because I really don't have any besides sleeping next to a wife. However, if I had interest, it would be in spiritual psychology, or what I now call frogology, which is all credible action on my website, digitalenvironmentalcommunication.com, but you will not ever believe me that I am a frog inside of a caterpillar suit because I have green eyes, which would technically be the earth, and I've already copyrighted that disdained eye color personality lines up with the 4 elements of the earth, and there are 4 colors of eyes. Brown eyes represent fire. Silver eyes, which I do not have, and I'm sorry, are represented by wind. Blue eyes are water, and literally, I don't care. And green eyes are earth, which means I am a piece of the earth speaking to you through wearing this caterpillar suit. It's been copyrighted. All these weird things that I'm saying that are making your visual field change, it's called visual replacement therapy. I've copyrighted that. It's my therapy. I invented it. If I say the sun looks like an orange, that might help somebody be happier. That's visual replacement therapy. I think the name speaks for itself, but it's mine. Did you ask me permission to use my visual replacement therapy? Are you making money from my visual replacement therapy? Minimally, acknowledge me and you can do whatever you want with my information and I won't ask for a single penny because I find it blasphemy to help people think better. I have to pay you to help me think? That's blasphemy. However, if I had any interest, it would be in frogology and possible other brain classes. I can feel my eyes change feeling with different emotions and could paint you a picture accordingly. They're all over my house. You see some of them. There is no longer a black and white ink blot system. I have drawn from behind my face pictures of what it looks like from behind my face. If you were to stand inside of my head and look through my eyes, some of these pictures on my wall represent my emotions. So now I have copyrighted colored ink blot emotions. Because that crap, the frog shit with your black and white ink blobs is retarded. God is not colorblind. I'm sorry. Colors were put here for a reason. It's not my fault if you're afraid of the colors orange and purple. You're an adult. You should know better. I quite never know how to start a conversation unless it has to do with frogology, because I don't see the interest in speaking about small talk. Plus, I am not good at keeping speech during small talk. I always freeze and probably stop when people are expecting me to continue. I don't know. I never asked. When listening to other small talk, I find it easier to pick out the psychology that is in the background of their stories. It is natural for me to do this. Now, when I am speaking and I forget something, I don't know if the person I'm speaking to knows I forgot to say something I thought I was going to say. Number 2, deficits in nonverbal communicative behaviors used for social interaction, ranging, for example, from poorly integrated verbal and nonverbal communication to abnormalities in eye contact and body language, or deficits in understanding and use of gestures, to a total lack of facial expressions and nonverbal communication. When looking others in the eyes, I get an overwhelming sense of swimming where I feel lost in their energy, and my hearing seems to become acute or less workative. I can carry a tune of speech when speaking psychologically, and I do so in a way where everyone gets lost in what I am saying, so I constantly feel I need to repeat and explain myself, which makes me angry. I sense body language sometimes hours after conversating and actually still feel like they are right next to me. I have been told that I make lots of faces. Number 3, deficits in developing, maintaining, and understanding relationships, ranging, for example, from difficulties adjusting behavior to suit various social contexts, to difficulties in sharing imaginative play or in making friends, to absence of interest in peers. I have never in 34 years of my life had any kind of healthy relationship that has lasted any significant amount of time. I pause because I'm 35 now, not 34. I am interested in trying to small talk, but I can't find the words. It makes me uncomfortable when I try. That's because I don't remember past events. I don't remember past conversations. So I can't talk about what we did 2 weeks ago and what we were talking about, what those people were doing is talking about us for. I don't remember. My life has been a blur. And I've lost my children. For the rest of my life, my children are not emotionally mine. They have been raised and trained by another man. So they're physically mine, but emotionally, my kids are not mine. My kids will never be emotionally mine because they were taught how to think and they were taught how to socialize by a man old enough to be their grandpa that claims he's an adult. But an adult knows how to have an assertive conversation. I can have so many I can only try to get orange juice out of a rock so many times before I give up trying to get along and just say, I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't want to talk to you. I want to leave and never come back. And if Shelly moves in, I'm probably leaving the country because I'm taking my money and I'm running. Because if I live in another country, you can't make me pay child support. Sorry. I'll have my ace of spades finally, which is Shelly. She'll have her kid or kids, however many she brings with her. And we will move to a different country. And we will live happily. And we will live in a country where people take care of their communities. Instead of disrespecting caterpillars.
undiagnosed caterpillars that had to find out on his own that he was a caterpillar because doctors wanted to call him schizophrenic. Saying weird things does not make me mentally ill. It makes me shut you the fuck up because you're the ones out there getting divorced. You're the ones out there cheating on people. You're the ones doing a bunch of drugs. You're the ones that are criminally active. You're the ones that are hurting people. You're the ones that are making people feel bad. You're the ones that are misunderstanding people. You're the ones that are talking shit about people. You're the ones that are literally killing people. I don't have to stay in this country. Me and Shelly can leave. And I'll take my money that I get from my strawberry tampon, because it's a tampon that has the word strawberry on it and little black dots, and it has a green pull cord or a green leaf by the pull cord, and it's trademarked. Real soon I'll get my trademark back and I'm going to go sell it. And when that gets sold in stores, I'll collect my money and I'll leave. Because it is blasphemy that you guys can't get along. Yeah, so what? You suck air in your nose after you sneeze. Well, I guess if you want to eat pork that way, the Bible told you not to eat pork, and that was a metaphor for don't sneeze and then go. But you missed the point. When I sneeze, I swallow right away. I can use imaginative play like no one you have ever seen, but the degree of this is so cute weird that that most people I meet turn away because it messes with their minds. Imagine me saying things like vaginas look like bubblegum and I can't see my ears or eyes right now. I have literally written books about my Candyland Wonderland. I have 5 books published on my website for free. I have 2 movies on my website that you can watch for free. You have to download my books, by the way. They're just in a Word document. I have all sorts of free information on my website, and I ask for a little bit of donations, but the donations are more or less for the nonprofit organization that, depending on how I'm treated, I may never start. Because I wanted to help the poor people entertain themselves. I wanted to make sure that people that were poor could actually go work at a registered business and collect fake currency that they could turn in so they can go to the movies with their family, so they can go out to a sit-down restaurant with their family. So maybe they can work for 2 or 3 years and collect enough money to go on a plane trip to Hawaii or something. Poor people deserve to entertain themselves. When poor people can't entertain themselves, they turn into mentally ill people. Or they turn into criminals, or both. Or they end up killing themselves, or they end up killing each other. You guys are not taking care of the poor people because you care more about keeping your own money and financing your own way of life with all the greedy shit that you don't need. I might just move with Shelly out to the middle of the forest in some country and live in a fucking hut made out of fucking sticks. And live off the land. I don't need these material objects in my life to be happy. They're a distraction. All these material objects, all these digital devices are a distraction from the reality of Mother Nature, the planet, the ground, the trees that are coming out of my vocal cords right now. You can't see the earth anymore. All you see is yourself, and you want to be on TV. And you want people to see me, people to see me. You say, well, you're a hypocrite. It's like, no, I'm being forced to do this stupid shit to try to help get your face out of this goddamn screen. To try to get you to have some human decency because we've lost it. Specify current severity. I just need a wife. Comfortable? I'm comfortable. Not happy. Why can't I be happy? Severity is based on social communication impairments and restrictive repetitive patterns of behavior. My intolerance issues. I can't handle intolerance issues with policies of government written laws and common sense policies which every human should live by, but your idea of common sense is if it makes me feel good, it must be right. This is B. This is category B. We're done with A. This is a different whole paragraph of shit. B. Restrictive, repetitive patterns of behavior, interest, or activities as manifested by at least two of the following, currently or by history. Examples are illustrative, not exhaustive. See text. Stereotype. Number one, stereotyped or repetitive motor movements, use of objects or speech. Motor stereotypes, lighting up toys or flipping objects. Echolalia, idiosyncratic phrases. I use objects to bring them to life by describing parts of the human body as if they were foreign objects that I can actually make people understand and agree with me most of the time, if they let me explain myself until they understand. I have the ability to line up semantical syntax of psychology throughout pattern sentences as if they were cartoons that get you high and cause tactile hallucinations. I used to enjoy this, but now it bores me more than I used to, but I'm still good at it. I feel like I didn't say two of them in there, but if you doubt me, I bet I could go back up to what the sentence said. Stereotypes are repetitive motor movements, use of objects or speech. Motor stereotypes, lining up toys or flipping objects. Echolalia, idiosyncratic phrases. I don't know what those last two things are, but I bet if I looked them up, I could exactly tell you that there's something wrong with me on those things. But I'm not going to give a shit because I don't want you to believe me. I want you to think I'm the bad person. I want you to think that I'm a bad guy. I want you to come to my house, 504 West Street, DeWeese, Nebraska, 68934, and I want you to blow my house up. I want you to blow my car. I'll put a bomb under my car for the next time I start it. I want you to knock on my door and shoot me in the fucking head, right in the back. Right in the back of my goddamn fucking head, where my goddamn brainstem is, and shoot my dream eyeball. That's where I want you to fucking kill me. My dream eyeball is my pineal gland. I have 3 eyeballs. I've seen the motherfucker. Look it up on the internet. Pineal gland. P-E-N-E-A-L. Pineal gland. Shoot me right fucking there in my dream eyeball. I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. Fucking leave. You're not going to stay watch this whole video because you can't handle that I'm a fucking caterpillar. I'm tired of your shit. We're tired of your shit. And I'm speaking for all caterpillars on this fucking planet. I read that already. Inconsistent. Mandy, stop. I said pineal. Insistence on sameness. Inflexible adherence to routines or ritualized patterns or verbal, nonverbal behavior. Examples, extreme distress at small changes. If I had a gun right now, I'd shoot myself. Seriously. And don't pretend you care. I got people coming to my house fucking when I'm not home. I'm just checking on you. You don't care if I die? You're my fucking probation officer. I'm on probation for texting somebody in a non-violent manner. There should have never been a fucking protection order because none of it was violent. That's the policy issue within the government that this state and a lot of other states need to fucking change. Now, you could have given me a harassment order, but that's not what it was. It was a protection order. You needed protection from what? Frogology? Me telling you the sun looks like an orange? You want protection from that? Block my number. It's blasphemy that you got away with putting me on probation for that shit. And I didn't tell you who you were, so I can talk about it all I want. Nobody knows who it is. Mandy might. I told her in person, but, you know, she ain't going to put it on this cast on who it was. But I'm on probation for texting people something about my frogology. Trying to help mentally ill people. I've seen mentally ill people. I've seen criminals. I just wanted to help them feel happy and have happy lives. And I figured if I said just enough crazy fucking things, the world would change. Because if I can be crazier than the way you're acting, or no, if I can say crazier things that trump how crazy this planet's acting, you'd have no choice but to shut up and treat people with respect and dignity and agree to disagree. know your type of person that you want to marry. I would have never married anybody that sneezed and then went never once. If I would have ever realized that, I would have never married her. I would have married a puppy dog. I would have married a Dalmatian. Because I would have married somebody that swallowed immediately after sneezing. Which I've always swallowed immediately after sneezing. So I'm surprised that my relationship of that one lasted so long. Difficult insistence on sameness. Inflexible adherence to routines or ritualized patterns of nonverbal behavior. Extreme distress at small changes. Difficulties with transitions. Rigid thinking patterns. Greeting rituals. Need to take some root or eat food. Now, I am not insistence on sameness. I'm insistence that you understand the difference between pig sneeze and Dalmatian sneeze. That's all. And if you're a pig sneeze, just don't be a bitch to me. That's all. Shut your fucking mouth. Don't fucking think you're better than me. You were the one disrespecting the Bible. The Bible says don't eat pork. Sucking your sneeze in your face after sneezing is like eating pork. That was the metaphor, and like y'all missed it. And the Muslims, they're just pissed. I don't know what to do about them. Like, they're the only ones I'm worried about. I'm not worried about any other language on planet Earth but the Muslims, because they actively practice not eating pork. I don't know what to do about it. I don't think we can convince them to just get along with the people that decide to sneeze and then go, I don't know, I doubt it. But like, at least we can show everybody else what the deal was. I seem to have a pattern of speech that always goes back to a number of similar words or phrases. I wonder why this is. Here are most of the common decorations of my energy field that surround me at all times. Chocolate night, Candyland, Frogology, energy field, people don't understand, eyeballs on my fingertips, feet smell like mustard, my heart is a campfire. Both my eyes are like totally fucking on flimes. Like, I'm not switching eye dominance anymore. I don't give a fuck. I don't have time for this shit. I need to gain the balls to just kill myself. That's just why I'm just done. I'm just fucking done. Like, you probably got till December fucking 31st before I just fucking shoot myself in the goddamn head. It's like, I'm fucking telling you. I ain't putting up with this shit anymore. I'm tired of being disrespected. My own mother disrespects me. My own stepfather disrespects me. My sister disrespects me. The only two people, Mandy, Shelly, and my dad, are the only three people I know that do not disrespect me for talking the way I do. Now, my dad may yell at me sometimes, but he's my dad. He's not yelling at me. He's yelling with me. Close-eyed meditation. Bubblegum vagina. Thought processing patterns of thought. Smoke tastes like snow. Water tastes like diamonds. Eyes feel like potatoes. Blood tastes like strawberries. Now, for some reason, I wrote that a little bit differently, and I had to like add in what I believe now. But whatever. Go cut yourself. Lick your blood. It tastes like strawberries. Number 3. Highly restricted, fixated interests that are abnormal in intensity or focus. Example, strong attachment to or preoccupation with unusual objects, excessively circumscribed or persuasive interest. I seem to be stuck in a time loop in a world where spiritual psychology is recognized as a degree in psychology. Oh yeah, there are countries that do recognize it. Probably those that practice closed-eyed meditation. American rappers can say all sorts of weird, misunderstood things, but mentally ill. But America won't pay attention to the fact that people are becoming mentally ill because no one is explaining why they talk the way they do. Listen to Wicked Ways by Eminem. Plus, I have been trying to explain for years, but my kids were taken from me because I was looked at like I was a psychopathic, homicidal maniac. Why? just for trying to explain the weird shit I heard on the media. Because when I heard their weird shit, I thought of something else weird, and I'm like, well, apparently they didn't get the message, so I got the last note. I thought society loved the movie Alice in Wonderland, but apparently they don't understand it because it wasn't explained properly. So go to digitalenvironmentalcommunication.com and read my books, Dinosaurs Don't Need Mirrors in Space, and The Banana Peel. And there's 3 more. Who knows? There's 5 books on that fucking website I wasted and poured out my fucking goddamn snot into, and I ain't got shit for it. And I know that I'm not going to get shit for my life. The chances of me being able to sell the strawberry tampon in stores is not very good. I will definitely kill myself if that strawberry tampon doesn't get sold in stores. I don't care if I miss my kids. I don't know my kids. You say, oh, I'm so heartbroken. They're saying he's not his kids anymore. How could they be my kids if I don't know who they are? Yeah, I may have looked like Levi when I said that, but how? I don't know them. Levi's addicted to meth. That medicine for ADHD is government-made methamphetamine. He needs visual replacement therapy to learn how to see properly, and thank God he's left-eye dominant, so he's not as fucked up as my nephew Davin, who's right-eye dominant. Levi's just quiet and angry. He'll grow out of it. But you keep feeding him meth. You keep giving him meth. Meth is not the answer to ADHD. Attention deficit disorder. Translated into, he does not get the proper amount of positive attention he believes he needs. Now, whether or not he gets what he believes he deserves is a different story. Attention deficit disorder. They're pretty much calling you a bad parent by diagnosing your child with ADHD. Attention deficit disorder. It's not that he can't pay attention. You're not paying attention to him enough, so he is lost. See, and none of you get that. Attention deficit disorder is a slam on the parents. Hyper or hyperoactivity to sensory input or unusual interest in sensory aspects of the environment. Example, apparent indifference to pain and temperature, adverse response to specific sounds or textures, excessive smelling or touching of objects, visual fascination with lights or movements. I can see sounds and hear colors. Colors can be felt as if they were emotions. Orange makes you feel comfortable. Like, do colors leave impressions on your eyes? It's a better way to say some of that. If I think hard enough about it, I can feel objects that I am not touching as if I were. But I took the cotton out of my ears and I put it in my eyes, so I have distinguished the key of sleep. Like, underneath my left breast is my strawberry heart campfire. And nobody's really here. I mean, Manny talks. I mean, Shelly claims she's coming. Nobody's here. The only person that comes over to my house is my neighbor Levi. And I think that's because his name is Levi. I don't care. I just want to die. Because it's not going to work. We're not going to get this awareness of mental illness help out there. Psychiatry doesn't want to help the mentally ill people. They don't want them cured. They want to mask the problem with medication so that they have to keep coming back and getting state-funded government money to pay for their medications. Because how many mentally ill people actually can afford the medications they take? Specify current severity. Severe only if no emotional support system is established. I already have one, but not wife. I'm comfortable. Why can't I be happy? I don't have any fucking support system. There is not one person on planet Earth that is there any time of day for me. Severity is based on social communication impairments and restrictive repetitive patterns of behavior. Symptoms must be present in the early developmental period, but may developmental period. That's what I said. But may not. But may. That's what I said. But may not become fully manifest until social. Sorry. Symptoms must be present in the early developmental period, but may not become fully manifest until social demands exceed limited capacities, or may be masked by learned strategies in later life. My whole life has been a blur minutes after the present passes. When I hit puberty, I started hallucinating. Started doing hallucinogens at age 14. And only needed eye surgery to fix them, but got called schizophrenic and bipolar. Once I had eye surgery because of my disassociated vertical deviance, I no longer saw yellow haze in my perception field. I was born with this eye disease and got diagnosed at 34. Had strabismus surgery and was even told by the doctor that other patients mentioned the yellow haze going away too. I hope to write a paper about it with him and get doctors to have to do a mandatory blood test to measure levels of hormones being produced by the gland that is supposedly isn't working correct, that will prove the mental illness. I told you wouldn't watch the whole time. And I don't care. Because you don't want the best for me. I have read studies. You can't tell me there is no blood test to prove these illnesses. Number one, I had this blood test. I have low serotonin and I have high anxiety. It means I'm bipolar. And I don't have psychotic features. I'm trying to help out the mentally ill people that aren't getting the proper information about what is going on in their head. If you would just start talking to the sun and stop talking to shadows, we wouldn't have this fucking problem. Or maybe if you learn to talk to both of them and understand them both. Or if we just take a strawberry, shove it under your left boob, light it on fire, and say, there is your heart strawberry campfire. Shut your fucking mouth. Symptoms cause clinically significant impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of current functioning. I am doing my best at forming healthy relationships. But unfortunately, since I am the biggest caterpillar and the most smartest, strongest caterpillar in a verbal sense on this planet, I'm never going to have a healthy relationship. I'm never going to have friends. I'm never going to have family. I'm going to be dead soon. It's what's going to happen. So don't come try to save me because you feel guilty about something. If you don't worry about me every day of your life, don't fucking talk about me. Don't pretend you fucking care. And don't you dare try to recycle and use my children against me to make me fucking bow down to what you want me to do. I'm the boss here, because I don't care if I lose my kids. I don't know them. It's been made sure that they don't know me. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll sign my rights over. You can adopt my children. Whoever wants to my children, take. I don't want them. Because you've already probably fucked up their minds to where they think I'm just crazy. And when you call somebody crazy, it's dismissive. It's not nice. They called Einstein crazy. Wow, look what he did. I'm trying to reverse what Einstein did. Don't need bombs. We don't need to yell at our neighbors. We don't need to get divorced. We don't need to cheat on people. We don't need to have kids without being married. The government's too stupid to make rules and laws on marriage, conception, and divorce. And I'm not even going to go over those laws. Like, fuck, if the government doesn't know there needs to be laws on conception, marriage, and divorce, then the government's doing it on purpose to keep you stupid and to keep you unhappy and to keep you in poverty so that they don't have some sort of a civil war. These disturbances are not better explained by intellectual disability, intellectual developmental disorder, or global developmental delay. Intellectual disability and autism spectrum disorder frequently co-occur. To make comorbid diagnoses of autism spectrum disorder and intellectual disability, social communication should be below that expected for general developmental level. Yeah, right. I am just 100% fully functionable caterpillar who is trying to help you love everyone around you at all times, be judgmental. I can't stop you. At least I understand everything everyone does all the time and why they do it. Note, individuals with well-established DSM-4 diagnosis of autistic disorder, Asperger's disorder, or pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified, should be given the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Individuals who have marked deficits in social communication, but whose symptoms do not otherwise meet criteria for autism spectrum disorder, should be evaluated for social pragmatic communication disorder. Who the fuck are you to tell me what's wrong with me? When I practiced closed-eyed meditation for 18 years and spoke to God for 18 years to find out what was wrong with me, because God is black. Slim Shady had a point. Shadows are like God. Because God doesn't like you. Because you refuse to do good things and say good things and behave in good ways. Because it's all about I want what they have. You never have enough of what you want. I have plenty. I have everything I need in my house. I could probably get rid of a few shit. I have too much shit or I wouldn't have my storage unit filled up with some shit. I need a wife. I don't need all these material objects to have a wife. I don't need all these material objects to stay happy. I don't need this fucking phone to stay happy. Fuck you. Specify it. With or without accompanying intellectual impairment. With or without accompanying intellectual impairment. Without. With or without accompanying language impairment. With, but really, I am the problem. If it's not them, it's you. But it's them. It's not me. I'm not the problem here. I am the caterpillar sitting on top of the mushroom in Alice in Wonderland going, who are you? And I keep telling you who you are. I keep asking you these questions, and you keep treating me like a butterfly. Not all caterpillars turn into butterflies. So I don't know whoever you were that said one day you'll be a beautiful butterfly, but you were wrong. Associated with a well-known medical... Oh, why am I not a butterfly? Because I sucked my penis at age 12. And you even knew that. Because I told you. Associated with a known medical or genetic condition or environmental factor. Cracked my skull open at age 2. Scars the size of a 50-cent piece, and scars don't grow. Coding note. Use additional code to identify the associated medical or genetic condition. I didn't do that, but I could. Or maybe you should go do that. Associated with another neurodevelopmental, mental, or behavioral disorder. Used to have a rare eye disorder called dissociated vertical deviance until strabismus surgery was performed on November 7, 2017. Coding note. Use additional codes to identify the associated neurodevelopmental, mental, or behavioral disorders. Brain has a hard time processing information from Broca's area to frontal cortex because of brain trauma at age 2. I don't know how I think I want to talk because I can't find the proper words to use. And the strawberry tampon? It's just a cartoon. The fuck is your problem? You smelly, slutty pig. Quit after you sneeze. You fucking blow your nose or something.
That's what I do. Sneeze? So what, man? I like Dalmatian fur. My Dalmatian fur sneeze is better than your smelly, slutty pig sneeze. Any day of the week. But I'm still going to respect you if you still, for some reason beyond my understanding, choose to be a smelly, slutty pig sneeze. Don't ask me about the guy that goes right afterwards. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it gets you pretty fucking high, but like eventually he'll stop doing it. Or he might not, because he might be on. He might just realize he's never going to be happy, and he might just live in a mental hospital the rest of his life, and fucking like that. Yeah, whatever. With catatonia, refer to the criteria for catatonia associated with another mental disorder. I went catatonic once, and I screamed "see sounds, hear colors" without knowing those words were coming out of my mouth, and I had a hallucination my throat got cut. That was the last time I was in a catatonic state of mind. Use additional coding 293.89 bracket 506.0.1 bracket catatonia associated with autism spectrum disorder to indicate the presence of the comorbid catatonia. I just explained it to you. Table 2. Severity levels for autism spectrum disorder. Level 3. Requiring very substantial support. Severe deficits in verbal and nonverbal social communication skills cause severe impairments in functioning, very limited initiation of social interactions, and minimal response to social overtures from others. For example, a person with few words of intelligible speech who rarely initiate interaction, and when he or she does, makes unusual approaches to meet needs only and responds to only very direct social approaches. Marked deficits in verbal and nonverbal social. Inflexibility of behavior, extreme difficulty coping with change, or other restricted repetitive behaviors marked to interfere functioning in all spheres. Great distress, difficulty changing focus or action. See, I have all those things, but I don't require very substantial support. Nah, money. I'm on disability. Like I said, I could move to the jungle with Shelly and her kid and fucking live off the land. I don't need money to survive. I just need money to survive in America. Think about that. Level 2, no. Requiring substantial support. Marked deficits in verbal and nonverbal social communication skills. Social impairments apparent even with supporters in place. Limited initiation of social interactions and reduced or abnormal responses to social overtures from others. For example, a person who speaks simple sentences, whose interaction is limited to narrow special interests, and how has marked odd nonverbal communication. Inflexibility of behavior, difficulty coping with change, or other restricted repetitive behaviors appear frequently enough to be obvious to the casual observer and interfere with functioning in a variety of contexts. Distress and/or difficulty changing focus or action. Level 1, yeah, but I only need emotional support of a wife. And I have that. No, I don't. What the fuck? I don't know. Let me go to the next page. Last page. Oh. Yeah, but I only need emotional support, and I have that just... I have emotional support, just not a wife. And quite frankly, I don't want anybody else to be more emotional support. So, like, Mandy stopped talking to me because, like, I don't know, some weird shit went down. Like, I said something I shouldn't have. So, like, he's probably not going to be my best friend anymore, and that's kind of bad. I enjoyed having a best friend. Shelly's an emotional support system, but I still don't believe she's coming down to marry me.
So, without supporters in place, deficits in social communication cause noticeable impairments, difficulty initiating social interactions, and clear examples of atypical or unsuccessful response in social overtures of others may appear to have decreased interest in social interactions. For example, a person who is able to speak in full sentences and engages in communication but whose to and fro conversation with others fails, and whose attempts to make friends are odd and typically unsuccessful. Inflexibility of behavior causes significant interference with functioning in one or more contexts, difficulty switching between activities, problems of organization and planning hamper independence. I don't want to talk about what I was doing. Well, you know what? No, I wouldn't mind. If I had enough money to entertain myself, then I would have more to talk about than psychology. You know why it's so easy to get stuck in psychology and talk about it? I have nothing else in front of me. You took my kids away. I keep getting yelled at by people. Keep it up. I'll kill myself. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not. 40 is the day that I kill myself. On my birthday. In your car. Sitting in the lotus position. Shooting myself in the back of the pineal gland if I don't have a wife by that day. I will be dead in your car on my birthday. Whose car am I talking about? You'll never guess. But I didn't deserve this. I'm not a fucking butterfly. I'll never be a fucking butterfly. I'm a goddamn caterpillar, and I can be a fucking frog. But frogs turn into alligators, and alligators turn into Tyrannosaurus Rexes. And when Tyrannosaurus Rex shows up, the only anger that happens is if I had a gun, I'd kill myself. Tyrannosaurus Rex has too short of arms to hurt you. It's a well-known fact that the Tyrannosaurus Rex could not chase a human and grab them because if they reached over too far, they would fall over because they're too top-heavy. So to ever say that Tyrannosaurus Rex me would ever hurt you is stupid because I'd fall over. It's me. I want me to die. For 8 years, it's me that has wanted to die. Not you. Not anybody else. Me. I want to die. And even if I die, there's still going to be caterpillars out there. None of them are going to be talking about me, though. None of them are going to be talking about what I'm talking about. You need to stop disrespecting the fucking caterpillar. I've been trying to tell you this for years, but now the whole music industry's changed because of that song Caterpillar by Royce da 5'9" and Eminem and some Fred Green or something. So keep it up. Keep disrespecting the caterpillar. What do you think the planet's gonna do if you keep disrespecting the caterpillar? Every time bad shit happens to me, and I have a hard time coping with it, I see bad shit on the news. Watch. Today is May 8th. Watch the next 7 days. Watch the fucking news. I bet something fucked up happens. And no, I'm not going to have anything to do with it. You can bug my house right now and go through on your webcam to make sure I'm home all the time. But I guarantee you, somewhere across the world, something majorly fucked up is going to happen. And then who do you blame? You blame the devil. The devil's not the one causing destruction on the planet. God's that pissed. It says in the Bible, God has killed people.
God killed humans with the flood. You think God loves you? If God loved you, he wouldn't have killed those people back when you were trying to build your cell phone towers up in Babylon to get to heaven because you thought heaven was up there. Heaven's right between your feet. So we're already here again. We're building up our Tower of Babylon, and this time Moses showed up because I ain't Jesus. Do I look like Jesus to you? I'm fucking Moses. And I'm not going to put up with it. And I can't control how my dreams react in my emotional state. But when my dreams get mad, I get killed in my dreams by orange juice by my boy child. I don't know what he does in there. Levi's not happy with me, and he keeps killing me in my sleep. And bad things keep happening when Levi gets really, really mad. And Levi's really, really mad now. I can feel it. I'm probably not going to sleep very well tonight. Or I'll fall right asleep and then bad things will happen because I'll have nightmares. Like, I'm having a nightmare right now. Like, seriously. I'm having a nightmare right now. Like, every word coming out of my mouth is like a nightmare because I am that disturbed by what happened a bit ago when I literally got told to shut up while somebody drove off and left me in mid-conversation because I started to say, the sun looks like an orange. That is personally disrespecting me. But they don't care because they're going to get drunk. I hope they get a DUI, I really do. I'm not going to call them in. But I hope they do. I hope God takes care of it and they get a drunk driving ticket. And then they may or may not put together that we shouldn't have been mean to him. I don't know if they think like that. I don't do mean things to people. Because then karma gets back at me. I may say weird things to people, but don't disrespect the caterpillar. It's time the planet listens. It's time the planet hears. It's time you open your fucking eyes, stare under your left breast, and watch me ignite a strawberry campfire under your left breast, and it will burn both of your eyes. If you happen to be right-eye dominant, your fire's a little bigger. Congratulations. But I'm done. And I just proved to you why I have autistic speech. You think I like talking about this shit? I have nothing else to talk about. Nobody will come hang out with me. I don't have a wife. I don't have a family. I don't have money to entertain myself. I can't see my children. So what else do you fucking want me to talk about? Give me something to fucking talk about that's normal. I'm not going to talk about my personal life. I'm gardening and I'm doing this. I feel like that's bragging. I want other people to come over into my house and I want to listen to them talk. Because I'm tired of talking. I've already given you all the information you need to save this planet and make sure that we live in you one day. It's up to you to take the key.